Hello everyone, welcome back. Good evening, my fellers. How are we doing tonight? We've got good stuff to talk about tonight. Some more stuff that Trump came out to discuss regarding marijuana. We love marijuana, don't we? What else do we love? No wars. That's not happening anymore. No official confirmation that it's not happening. It's just, it wasn't announced yesterday like we expected, right? Yesterday we covered the news live while it was happening, reviewing what Trump was going to announce, something very special. And the rumors that kind of made us expect that there could be a war with Venezuela announced turned out it was just bait so that everybody would tune in and watch and see how great Trump has been doing in the Trump administration. Which, sure, there's some good stuff. You can't deny that. Okay, we have a very big drop today. Lovely candle. Never seen anything like it. It's about 4.56% down in only 4 hours. Now, we have seen stuff like this before. Well, 4.42. 4.56. This is even greater than whatever crash we had on November 30th. And November 20th. This was a 3% drop. Okay, great. Well, this is my new chart, guys. Hope you enjoy it. No, I'm gonna undo this. What is this garbage? Okay, we're gonna discuss Bitcoin's price as well. Some new stuff that we are to expect in terms of crypto, in terms of geopolitics, what's coming out next, and also economic data. We got economic data, inflation data today, which was excellent. It's better than what we expected. Inflation is on its way down. More room for the Fed to cut the rates. Why aren't we rising? We're going to discuss all of that tonight, so get ready. Bitcoin's current price is $85,200 as we speak. Like I mentioned, we had a good rise this morning, which was due to that economic data that we received at 8:30, and then right after the 10 o'clock hour, for whatever reason, now it's, when did this start dropping? It was like in the afternoon time. Yeah, it was a mix between all this. Like 8 a.m. kind of was good. 10 a.m. was, I don't know, a bit volatile here. Don't know. Still, we dropped even lower than that all throughout till 2 p.m. I got liquidated on Stellar, so that's gone. Yesterday was a bit tenser. Today is Stellar. Just having a great day this week. Great week. I'm having a great week. That's what I'm trying to say. So that being said, I decided we do have this level that we've been maintaining as a decent support for Bitcoin, which was 85,577.3. That's what support level from pivots show us. So I used that as a potential entry in the case that we were to drop down there again, because at that time we were like, dude, we're approaching 90,000 again. We're 89,000. What was our highest today? 89,444. The hopes for 90,000 plus was on the charts again. Same thing as it was yesterday. It happened yesterday. Another big volatility spike that we talked about. But it seems like, nope, didn't matter. So we ended up dropping and it purchased an order here. It's not a big purchase, only 500. That's because I know this thing was just going to continue going against me, and I'm expecting another drop overall to 83,000. This was all kind of projected by me, so that's why I'm not like surprised. I'm more surprised by these volatility spike upwards, but they do have reasons behind them, which had to do with economic data and all that kind of stuff. So that was good, but these drops, they just hit heavier for whatever reason. Fair enough, we are in a downtrend. I don't understand why we're in a downtrend, but technically speaking, the charts show it. Yes, we are in a downtrend. Yes, we are technically supposed to be in a bear market. The weekly charts are against us. It's difficult to be a bull right now, but the fundamentals are just so strong and none of it makes sense. The money exists to make this go higher, but it just keeps getting manipulated lower. People go to like the, what was it, the 15-minute chart, or I think it was the 1 hour chart. Saw a post like this saying Bitcoin's price action just looks like a Pump.Fun meme coin that recently launched with like a huge buy, lateralize, huge drop, huge buy, huge drop, huge buy, huge drop, buy, drop, etc. All the way like this. And it's like, what are we even doing here? Is this not supposed to be the biggest crypto asset, the safest, the one, the hedge against inflation, the only good token out there? It's literally mimicking the price action of a meme coin with low market cap, low liquidity, whatever you want to call it. So, suspicious. Nonetheless, as I mentioned, 85,245 is the current price. I do think we will head lower to that 83,000, and I'm prepared for that. And still in a downtrend, which invalidates at 92,000, should continue dropping on its way down. We are following this downtrend line, which comes from our all-time high and another level bounce from either October or November, I don't recall. October. End of October. So, I think this is like the last obstacle in the way, though, which is a good thing, because once we do break this downtrend, there's no more downtrend, my fellow Americans. We will only rise from here up until, I don't know, use psychological resistance or previous levels that were used as resistance. That's the only thing you would focus on. No longer any more downtrends, because if we do bounce off of a resistance, well, that would be the creation of a new downtrend, which would be attaching the line from the all-time high 126k toward whatever high we make, whether that's 100,000 or whatever, wherever we slow down at. Possible levels as of right now, it's 91, 98, 100,000, 103, 109, we'll say, 116 and a half, and then the all-time high 126k. That's according to Fibonacci. So we got to obviously combine it with the amount of time it takes for us to rise there, other pivot levels, and other psychological levels that we have to average out to determine where we can slow down. Okay, that's all for Bitcoin. Let's move on to Ethereum. 2,818. Tried to break 3,000, could not. Dropped all the way down. Used the uptrend line pretty perfectly. I like that. Lowest point was 2,773. Highest was almost 3,000. 2,996. Pretty close. Current price of Ethereum is 2,818. We are in a downtrend still, but this is a very short-term downtrend that can be broken, and if we do follow this uptrend, which means if that was the bottom, if whatever just happened earlier today is the bottom, that will just work out pretty perfect. But we also have a very important fundamental news coming out live during the stream, which will be the Bank of Japan's interest rate decision. I don't know if we're going to what kind of volatility we're going to experience. I've been doing a bit of research on it. Last time I checked is that it's only happened twice, by the way. Rate hikes with Bank of Japan. The first time it dropped Bitcoin's price by like 20-something% over time. And same thing with the second time, about 20-something% over time. I don't know if that's specifically going to happen now, because if it does, where would that put us? Going to a daily chart for this. 20% drop from 85,000. We are talking Bitcoin to be, hey, 66,000. Which, that's also where I called a bottom. Over time, we're talking here. If this downtrend was to continue. I don't know, dude. That's going to be pretty rough to think about. I don't like that. The possibility is there, though. So, if history was to repeat itself, that is what we could expect. And from here, dropping 20% matches perfectly, although I don't like it, it matches perfectly with what I was predicting. The 66,000 bottom, for whatever reason, if we are in a bear market, where would the bottom be? I mentioned 66,000. Why 66,000? Because historically speaking, if we look at Bitcoin's chart in the past, compare it to the election cycles, that's kind of what I've been looking at it in comparison to, right? I think I used Coinbase's chart for this. I'm hoping that yes, it did. Perfect. Because it gives me the most history. You'll notice these green lines and you're going to wonder, what the heck are these? Listen. The first date over here, November 7, 2016. I know that's not specifically the date of the election, but the 2016 elections, Donald Trump wins, Bitcoin's price 685. We have our bull run. That's what happened on that fourth year, right? The 2016, okay? We're going to round it up to 4 years every cycle. We do our run. How low do we drop? 3,000. Don't go below the 685, right? You see that? Time passes, we do our thing, okay. Election number 2 happens, November 2020. the lowest point, well, that current price was 13,000, let's just say. We do our bull run, we rise, hooray, new all-time high, 69,000. We drop to where? Not to the 13,000, but to, what is this, 15,000? That was our low in the year 2022-23. From there, same thing. We do our rise, we're in 2024. Bitcoin does its thing. Trump wins the election over here, November 4. Bitcoin's price is 66,783. We do our rise, we do our thing. If you call this, whatever this excuse of a bull market was, and then we're on the way down, how low will we go? According to history, not below 66,000. I'm just, my arms are up in the air right there. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for, determining 66,000. I don't think we should be going lower than that. Hopefully not, because then that would just be another cycle breaking thing, because we've done a lot of different things this specific cycle that kind of messes with everything else, right? The all-time highs were a bit unsatisfactory. Like, come on, we could have gone much higher, right? Everybody's predictions for this year were wrong. We were all expecting 150. I was expecting 135,000, thinking that it would be conservative, but clearly we did not even hit that. Our highest was 126,000. Others were calling for 170, 180, 200,000, 220,000, you name it. So, I mean, we technically still can. The money exists. It's just not flowing in here. It's very unpopular at the moment, and that is when you're supposed to really get into it. I don't know. Not financial advice. I'll move on from this, okay? Why did I even bring all this up? No good reason. Well, Ethereum, I'm hoping, should rise from there. Bank of Japan, that's why I got into it. Okay. Bank of Japan data comes out at 10. Let's get that ready here. We're at 0.5%. We're expecting a rate hike to 0.75%, which will ruin the yen carry trade. Oh no, no more cheap money to borrow. The reason it hurts us is because they take advantage of the system, borrow money for cheap, right? You're paying like this little amount of interest or whatever, and you use that borrowed money to buy stocks, crypto, whatever you want to buy, improve your business, and then you give it back with a very cheap interest rate. Awesome. Now, they're going to hike that rate. It's going to make it be like, oh, I don't want to borrow money at a higher interest rate. But it's still pretty cheap. Come on. Come on now. 0.75%. Who knows? Sanae Takaishi, we need your help. Please save us. Okay, Solana is on its way down currently. I did a trade here and it's not showing. Why are you not showing? Do I have to go to a 15-minute chart? There it is. Okay, so I entered last night. I know I'm a rebel, right? This is what my trade kind of looked like. I entered whatever this was. I put a stop loss at. I put it at 121, I believe. Let me input stop level, 121. Thank you. And a take profit, super ambitious at like 135. Obviously, that was not going to get hit. So I was just waiting to see what kind of volatility we would get for the morning. I kind of put it like this, right? Let it rise, saw it rose pretty well, and then I'm like, when did I sell this? 11:15. I'm like, 10 a.m. volatility is gone. I don't know what the rest of the day is to expect, and I know that we're going to drop by the time we reach the nighttime. So I took my profit, miserable profit, whatever. It was basically like a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So it wasn't that great of a profit, but still something, whatever. Took the profit, effectively Solana continued dropping, so here we are. New lows. Local bottoms of 116 was our lowest today. Current price is 118 for Solana. Down another 5%. I'm pretty close to getting liquidated on this, which, that's not good. Or I might have actually gotten liquidated. Oh, dude, look at that. So 116.35, we'll say, is my liquidation price. We dropped to 116.80. So by 50 cents, I'm hardly surviving. It's not going to survive. I've already accepted it. I'm not adding more money into it. Eat $4,000 for free. Congratulations, market. You've done it again. I'm just not going to touch it. It doesn't show on this one because it's a USDC chart versus this is the USDT chart. So I'm using USDT from now on, by the way. So that's Yeah, it's just inevitable. And I already saw that Stellar already crashed and liquidated me as well. I guess I'll go review it if you guys want to see a big red candle. There you go. This one was the killer candle at 20 cents. So what do we do with Stellar? I'm leaving it there, not touching it. Negative funding rate, by the way, 0.20533, down 4% for Stellar. Rarely review it, but there you go. Zcash on its downtrend as well. It also stopped me out in a previous trade. This one I think barely survived hitting a stop loss, but then it ultimately returned back and hit the stop loss. We didn't keep the uptrend intact, so take me out of it. Go lower, do your thing. If it rises to about 450, 460, great opportunity for shorting. Well, might do it. I got to get comfortable with shorting again. Just not on Bitcoin. Probably not on Bitcoin. I'll short anything else except for that. SUI, we're on our way down. 133 is the current price. I didn't even talk about Zcash. Sorry. It says we're up 2%, but that's baloney. We're literally lateralizing and decaying. We made a new low today. 375? No, 370. Oh, that was overnight. No, yesterday. Yesterday afternoon. Yeah, 370. That's not good. But yeah, current price 387. Trying to be above 400 is going to be a challenge. So I will mark that. $400 Zcash. There you go. Let's see how it performs. Yeah, no action. We'll let it do its thing. So back to SUI, down 5.57%. 132 was our lowest. Where do I liquidate? 112. I did add a margin to SUI, so I kind of care a little more about this. I might have to get rid of Aptos, honestly. We'll get to Aptos in a second. It's just dropping and not rising, and the inflation is killing the coin. I think it's over. It's just going to be another Polygon or a Polkadot type situation from what I've been researching. I'm very sorry, Aptos, but I don't like it. So we're keeping this downtrend pretty much in line. I like that. I don't like that it's in a downtrend, but I like the price action. 157 is where it invalidates and dropping. How low can we go? 132, that is our support level from many occasions. Let's hope we bounce close to that area, right? I mentioned this is probably going to be like that Cardano situation where we bounced off of whatever it was, 50 cents, like multiple times. It was pretty funny. What a time to be alive. And then breaking that support 130 would take us to 126. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. But we're getting an event tonight, live, that might cause that to happen. We will review that. So, yeah. Otherwise, 113, my last support that I care about. I've got enough distance for SUI to cover, but SUI is a very volatile one, so she might just drop 14% overnight just because. Screw you, that's why. Hyperliquid down 7%. These are newer lows, ignoring October 10. Lowest point of 22.19. Current price is 22.64. Look at how sharp this is declining. Hey, the faster the better we get out of this downtrend and we start heading higher, hopefully. I'm not in Hyperliquid, but if you are, you're probably suffering. If you are long. If you're short, congrats. It really never gave me a good short entry that I would have wanted. RSI barely crossed above 50. Like, highest RSI is probably like 55, as you see here. Not the best, not ideal. Like, I would want us to be at least 60 plus, a bit overbought in a downtrend so that you can enter a short from whatever peak and then head lower. But we never really got that signal. It just kept on decaying lower. So it's doing its thing. Broke down the support of 22.72. We're heading for $20.66, we'll say, for Hyperliquid. No good. Chainlink kind of surviving, barely. We ruined what I was hoping we wouldn't ruin, so expect Chainlink to drop lower. We didn't make a higher low, right? This is a lower low, meaning that whatever uptrend you were dreaming of is gone. This is going to head lower. How low? $10.66. That is another 10% drop. I don't think that's going to happen like now. But over time, you could expect maybe something like this. Maybe this is the bottom, right? But overall, that you've got the downtrend against you, so I wouldn't really bet on that. Be careful with going long on a lot of these, especially with leverage. You're just begging to get liquidated. BitTensor, who liquidated me yesterday, I've got not nice things to say about it. Might skip it. I don't know. 217 is the current price. 215 is our lowest. Hour by the hour, we're hitting new lows. And this is a sharp decline in the price as well. Man, people must really not like Japan hiking the rates, right? Is that what this is about? Because inflation data was just fabulous. I don't know. We'll discuss the inflation stuff later. Moving on from this, Aptos, new lows, 141. Current price is 143. We might be heading to about 138. No signs of stopping. What do we even do? If I open a short here, things will just reverse and go up, right? Is that how this works? Isn't that how it works? Every time I think, you know what, I don't think we're going to go much lower, but I'm still not going to short it. I should have shorted it, and we did keep going lower. Just goes to show, like I said, you got to follow the trends. That's all there really is to it. You can't fight against the market. It's you and your 20 cents versus multi-billion-dollar entities with evil minds behind them who want to steal your money and get richer for themselves, because this is the jungle, okay? Anything more notable that I have? Not really. Oh, I didn't even look at Chainlink. I'm about to get liquidated on Chainlink too, aren't I? 1130 is where I'm gone at. I still got some room to support a drop, a 5% drop from here. Hoping that at least this, whatever this excuse of a support is, $11.60 something, could save me. I'm hoping too much. That's not good. I would accept this one's gone too. How much even is it? 2,000? Sure. Whatever, dude. Whatever, man. Bitcoin was the biggest liquidation of all of them, but I'm starting to get back into it a little. Small amounts here. I mentioned I sold spot at a great price, so I have that advantage in my favor. I'm working with what I have, okay? I'm still going to do the thing where overall it's 3,000 in total that I will be putting in at 3x leverage. Even if Bitcoin drops to 66, I'm fine. I'll have 57,000 before I get liquidated, right? And yes, I'm always going long on Bitcoin, regardless if we're in a bear market. It's just the smartest thing to do, because what's the first thing that's going to rise when this is all done, when we're done with the bear market? And are we going back to 50, 40, 15,000? No, we're not. No, we're not. We've got way too many different stuff that is in our favor now. We've got ETFs, and that's pretty much it. The ETFs should prevent all of that from happening. Okay, my fellow Americans, Donald Trump also... He put this out yesterday, which we did cover. I was kind of reviewing what I talked about. I'm like, how many service members are there again? It was 3 million, I think I said. No, it's actually only 1 million active service members that the $1,776 paycheck will be going toward. That was one of the most important thing from yesterday's announcement would have just been this, in my opinion. Ignore the rest. It was all self-glaze. It was all, look how good I'm doing, guys. The only good thing about this was, I mean, all that stuff is good, don't get me wrong, but this is the thing that impacts your meme coins the most, okay? The $1,776 dividend will be given to active service members before Christmas. I had one thing, I probably forgot to include it. Nope, I did not. Okay, whatever, forget that. It was on, oh, it was this. Okay, it was literally this same post I'm looking at. I forgot to continue reading here. So immediately after the announcement, the odds on tariff checks distributed before end of year surged from 1% to 50% on the prediction markets, right? Because we weren't expecting a dividend stimulus this year. He literally said that it would be pushed out till late next year, close to the midterms, so that it's fresh in your memory before your vote. First guy to react bought 50,000 plus shares at 3 cents, and man, it rose from to 50% chance that people will be getting their dividends. I don't know Will Americans receive tariff stimulus checks? I guess Army service people are Americans and will be receiving a tariff stimulus check. I don't know. But the 2000 thing, that's a separate thing. I think that's what a lot of these people were betting on until, it was pretty much confirmed that, yeah, we're getting this next year. Okay. Since then, the odds have fallen back to 20% as traders debate whether the checks will actually be distributed, and more importantly, whether they'll be directly attributable to tariff revenue as required by the market. We shall see. Another thing that happened today, Trump signed an executive order reclassifying marijuana from Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 drug, which would basically relax the regulations. Yeah, no comment on that. I don't do weed. President Trump signs an executive order to ensure astronauts return to the moon by 2028. That is pretty cool. I kind of hope we do go back to the moon. What do you think? I should have saved this one for later, sorry, but I'm excited about the moon. I like it. NASA administrators said today Trump established the most significant national space policy since the Kennedy era. POTUS made a commitment to return to the moon, establish an enduring presence, invest in technology of the future, and pursue the secrets of the universe. NASA with a relentless focus on the mission. Okay, I don't think I gotta read all that. But yeah, cool. Great. I like it. Another thing that's happening tomorrow, Epstein files released, finally. We got more pictures today, by the way. There's really not much to show. It's just Bill Gates hanging out with some young woman. They look of age. I don't know. Their faces are blurred out. I don't have the pictures with me. But yeah. Thomas Massie says that the Epstein Files Transparency Act is now law. It establishes a December 19 deadline for the Attorney General to release the Epstein files. Basically, 1 month ago, I said 30 days from now is when we would expect those files to be released. Let's hope Mrs. Pamela Bondi will have something good for us. We're not watching a 14-minute video, but it's there if you want to watch it. Thomas Massie yap. I mean, you guys watch me yap for hours, so I'm sure it'll... Anyway, the U.S. House passes a bill to ban transgender surgeries for minors. Apparently, 207 Democrats voted against the bill. What are we doing? Anyway, congrats, I guess. Dan Bongino, FBI deputy director. I think that's what that means. He announced that he will be leaving his position with the FBI in January. He wants to thank President Trump, Attorney General Bondi, Director Patel for the opportunity to serve with purpose. There's still a shooter on the loose, man. The Brown University shooter at Rhode Island. Last time I checked, the FBI agents were like kicking snow or something. I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, Dan Bongino resigning. What do we make of this? A lot of people are resigning. I don't know. It's a bit strange. But yeah. Anyways, I don't know the reason why he said he would be resigning and what is he doing after this. I have no idea. But, well, whatever. Best of luck regardless to a fellow human being. Trump says that he will also soon announce our next chairman of the Federal Reserve. He also said this, by the way, someone who believes in lower interest rates by a lot. If Japan is going to hike rates, we're just going to cut the rates by a lot. We're hoping it's either Hassett or... Oh no, what was the other guy's name? He used to be a Fed governor, so maybe he will be Fed chair someday. Kevin something. Both names are Kevin. It's Kevin Hassett or Kevin... I don't know, Robert. I don't remember his name. Sorry. Yeah, we'll see. When is this getting announced? Probably January, from what I understand. Okay, economic data that we got today. Consumer Price Index. We talked that we were expecting a 3% inflation. We posted one of the largest monthly inflation declines since 2023. We were expecting an increase of 0.1% in inflation, but it actually fell by 0.4%. The forecast was 3.0. We actually got 2.6, which is just phenomenal. This puts core CPI inflation in the US at its lowest level since March 2021. According to this data, inflation is now at its closest point to the Fed's 2% target since the pandemic. Yeah, they're going to have to cut rates. The unemployment numbers are rising. The inflation, according to this, is not on the rise. It's on its way down. And tariffs are great. And we're all getting a dividend check. You guys are. I'm not. Yeah. US CPI came in at 2.7 versus the 3.1 expected. The core CPI came in at 2.6 versus the 3% expected. This is the biggest drop in US inflation in 9 months. Not only that, core CPI inflation in the US is now at its lowest level in 4.5 years. This means that it is getting closer to the 2% target of the Fed. Looking at the other side, the unemployment rate is at its highest level in 4 years. The Fed now has more responsibility to protect the labor market, and there's only one way to do it. More rate cuts, liquidity injection, quantitative easing, do your thing. And Mr. Powell will be out. Either Hassett or either Kevin or Kevin will be in there, and they will help us drop the rates significantly more. We're only expecting 2 rate cuts. I don't know. Are we being too greedy? Who knows, man? But this is all lining up pretty perfectly for 2026. But clearly Bitcoin does not care at all. I mean, we kind of cared in the morning, but this afternoon we were like, screw your bags, dude. You deserve to drop. Another good thing is that the United States, is innovating at an unprecedented rate. There are 62 technology companies in the US reporting net annual profit above $1 billion, by far the most of any country. This is over 4 times more than in the world's second largest economy, China, which has 15 such tech firms. Should I talk about this now? I was looking at another report, basically about Canada and how it's only, like, all of its major sectors are controlled by very few companies, and that we lack innovation. And then that is why, you know, prices are increasing, things like that, is because everything is controlled by a few amount of companies. We're talking, like, when it comes to grocery stores, there's only like 3 major companies that they branch off into all these mini other grocery store companies, whatever, but it's always controlled by those big 3. I'm giving you a random number. I don't know if it's exactly 3, but it comes to that, like with banks, there's only like top 5 banks. There was other industries in there as well. Don't recall. But I mean, innovation like this, it would be good, but it's not happening in Canada. It's happening in the US, which is fine. This is over 4 times more than the world's second largest economy, China, which has 15 such tech firms. In the US, there are 21 more global tech firms than in China, Japan, Taiwan, and the Eurozone combined. Among the world's 10 largest companies, 8 are US technology firms. Meanwhile, among the top 10 most innovative companies, 8 are based in the US. The tech dominance is an understatement. And you think we're in a bubble and we're going to crash, aren't we? Okay. Scott Bessent also supposed to be on our side, I'm pretty sure. He says that we are removing all regulatory obstacles for crypto, also to improve innovation when it comes to crypto. And that is the kind of thing that we need here as well. Coinbase, Ripple, A16Z, why is that a thing? It's already in meetings with Senator Tim Scott working on the market structure bill. Regulatory clarity coming faster than expected, hopefully. More stuff coming out. Clarity Act markup confirmed for January. Crypto czar David Sachs says that the Senate leaders just greenlit the next step. This is the big Wall Street builders and institutions have been waiting for. This is the bill that they have been waiting for. He posted this on X. Had a great call who confirmed that a market clarity is coming for January. Good. 2026 might be pretty good. New crypto fraud bill is also coming. The US senators introduced a bipartisan bill called the SAFE Act to fight crypto scams. How about that Trump meme coin or Melania meme coin? Is that a scam? It would create a task force with Treasury, FBI, and regulators to identify, track, and stop crypto fraud. Sure. I know what they're talking about, of course. I'm just memeing on the meme coins because it's literally funny. It's funny that the prices just dropped way too much. $5, dude. When will this ever recover? This is all-time low, ignoring October 10. This is your favorite president's meme coin, by the way. Awesome. Love it. Moving on. I guess this is next. The SEC released a statement on broker-dealer custody of crypto asset securities. A lot of stuff to do with crypto. Seems like they're trying to crack down on it a bit harder. The guidance provides interim clarity while the commission reviews the broader custody framework. If you want to read all that, it's right here. Zoom in, pause, screenshot, do your thing. Manipulation. 8:30 a.m. we got the CPI data, lower than expected. Bullish news. Bitcoin pumped to 89,000 in only 60 minutes, adding 70 billion to the market cap and liquidating $94 million worth of shorts. 10 a.m. manipulation starts. Bitcoin drops from 89 to 85,000 in the next 90 minutes. Erases 117 billion from the market cap, liquidates more longs, $100 million worth of longs, and we end up with a much lower price. It's happening every day now. We got some good news, or I don't know, even if it's any sort of news, even if we don't even get news, any kind of pump we get, people pile on a little too hard, and we end up liquidating more longs than shorts. Explain that to me. We're either at the same price or lower, and then we just end up liquidating more longs. People get aggressive with it. They see the most minimal pump, and they want to go full all in. Why is Ursula von der Leyen live? I was literally thinking about her. I'm like, dude, I don't even know if I should say this live. She looks great for her age. That's all I'm going to say, okay? We're seeing massive swings in markets right now. So between 11:55 and 12:25 p.m. Eastern Time, the S&P 500 erased $450 billion in market cap. So it's not just crypto, but it seems to also be in traditional markets. 23 minutes later, well, this didn't happen to us. We added $320 billion in market cap back. So a $720 billion swing in market cap in just 1 hour. Dude. People have money, man. Whether you believe it or not, it's real. Kyrgyzstan has launched USD-KG, a USD-pegged stablecoin backed by physical gold rather than traditional cash reserves. Good for you. Okay. Some drama with Pump.Fun and Solana. Pump has reached a new all-time low. This is an actual all-time low, I assume. I did not look at October 10. What happened here? 8% drop today, by the way. No, October 10 shows more. Okay, fake news. But sure, everything is at an all-time low, basically, if you ignore October 10. For Pump.Fun specifically, there's an ongoing legal battle and alleged insider trading by the founders that are weighing on the token. Another issue is the airdrops that we never really got. Here's a huge rant. I don't even know if I should read all this, but I'll try to skim through it. Pump.Fun, Solana Foundation, the founders. It's a RICO case. I don't know what RICO case means. Come on. You act like I know what this means. Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. To fight the mafia and attack criminal groups. Okay, so Pump.Fun founders are criminals. Awesome. Good to know. No, not really in my opinion, but sure. Yeah, I'm not reading all this. This is way too much. It's going into very good detail though, so I'll like scroll a bit through if you care to read through it a little. We're basically just waiting to see what happens with all this. We have AI for a reason. Summarize this, please. The post details a $5.5 billion RICO class action lawsuit against Pump.Fun's UK operator, Baton Corporation, its young founders, Solana Labs, and the Solana Foundation, alleging coordinated fraud through a meme coin launchpad that extracted $850 million in fees, while 98.6% of 7 million launched tokens failed, wiping out retail investor capital. Wonderful. 2 days ago, a U.S. District Court judge granted plaintiffs leave to file a Second Amendment complaint by December 19. Second amended complaint. Not Second Amendment. I'm thinking about guns. Incorporating 5,000 leaked internal chats showing alleged technical coordination between Solana engineers and Pump.Fun, potentially escalating liability to $16.5 billion under RICO treble damages. Okay. This case challenges the notion of blockchain networks as neutral infrastructure, invoking the Howey test to classify Pump.Fun tokens as unregistered securities, and framing the ecosystem as an unlicensed gambling operation, which could set precedents for liability in high-throughput DeFi platforms. We talked about this portion of it before, I remember. The Howey test, and also, it was basically since the beginning, where we always had this issue like, oh, it's gonna have this court case ongoing from New York courts, right? So that's still a thing. It's always going to be a thing. And people are also upset with, like, we're not getting the airdrops. All these buybacks for what? Meme coin dead, Solana bad. What's going on? Solana dying too. So yeah. Thank God Almighty for AI. What time is it? 9:49. 10 minutes before the ticking time bomb. Bank of Japan interest rate. I don't have much news left to talk about, but we'll find a way to get through it. Bitcoin mining company Hut8 just announced it partnered with Google for financial backing on a 15-year lease. Good. Partnership with Google and Bitcoin mining. That is good. 15-year lease. Okay. Has this impacted the prices at all? I remember we did look at Hut8 literally a couple days ago, and it was at a miserable low point. Oh, it's not that bad, actually. I might have been confusing it with American Bitcoin, actually. I don't know. We might have seen this whenever this was 16th of December. Feel free to fact check me. 39.50 is where it's at right now. When did this get announced? December 17, 7 a.m. It would have been here. So we had a nice 23% pump. Okay. Sorry, I didn't know you were smooth like that. But yeah, that's a 23% candle. Okay. And we immediately erased all that the next day, and we're just like barely in the middle here. 39.50. Okay. We went from, what was this low? 36 to 46. Crazy. Congrats. Another thing as well is, I have to look this up though. A partnership with DJT stock, something happened. I don't have the news specifically, so I'm going to have to look this up. And I might be schizophrenic, but let's just see. What is this? Fusion Energy, that's what it was. What are they doing with it though? $6 billion merger with fusion company TAE Technologies. It's a budget used to subsidize electric vehicles with subsidized fusion. Okay. Merging with Google-backed fusion company was not on my 2025 bingo card. What does this mean? What does this mean for our meme coins? Truth Social, DJT. We're excited to announce that we've signed a merger agreement with TAE Technologies, the world's leading nuclear fusion company, with the proven technology to build the first utility-scale fusion power plants. Apparently, Elon Musk was crapping on this a couple of days ago. So, from its inception, TMTG has been dedicated to building things the American people needed. We built Truth Social to reopen the internet. Well, Elon Musk did that with X, but okay. We give the American people their voices back. Same thing. We built Truth Plus so Americans could access the news, totally not biased, and entertainment that corporate and Hollywood censors didn't want them to see. Fair enough, they do censor. And as our country positions itself to achieve global technology dominance in AI, quantum computing, and other groundbreaking innovations, don't do quantum, it'll ruin the bitcoins. We're merging with TAE to build the engine we believe will power Americans' technology revolution. Did they move at all? Is TAE the ticker? What is that? DJT, oh my. Okay, well there you go. That's the pump that we were hoping for. What is this? Dude. How much is this rise overall? 42%? I talked about this over here, didn't I? No, I would have been over here. Because I left this marking. No, it was definitely like over here. Because I didn't, this is not even attached to a specific point. So I was like, we're in an uptrend now. It might be the start of something bigger for DJT. And looks like it was. I like that, dude. Well, 14.58 is the current price from being worth $10. Slowing down at this downtrend line, which that sucks, but this is like super long-term type downtrend. Ignoring this, that's not the price, that's the super trend. This is the price. October 29 and March 26, both of last year, by the way, is how long this downtrend carries on from. Interesting. Good for DJT. And is TAE? What is TAE? Is that an actual, like... No, it's not this. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's a real company. So, there's that going on. Vanek, this is pretty funny. They skipped their traditional 10 crypto predictions for 2026. Usually every year they would do that, right? What's the top 10 cryptos that will be? This year, they said, no predictions for 2026. Good luck out there. So they're just stepping aside. They don't care. Like, it's done. All right, cool. Good to know. Thanks, Vanek. And then this is some last news that I have. Bit depressing, but good. Billionaire investor Ron Barron explains why you're getting poorer. Inflation eats 4 to 5% of your purchasing power every year. I doubt that, isn't it? Isn't inflation rate literally at 2-3%? Sure. Real economic growth runs closer to 2%. Yeah, GDP, sure. That's a 7% annual headwind against anyone sitting still, which means that you're losing that amount of purchasing power every year, basically. The result, every 10 to 12 years, the prices will double. Cash loses roughly 50% of its value every 15 years. Doing nothing is basically a guaranteed loss. A loss. The system doesn't reward savers, it punishes idle money, which is why you must own something, some form of an investment. My humble opinion, not financial advice, it's probably going to be Bitcoin, the best hedge against inflation, or gold if you're a nervous little man. Speaking of gold, did we hit an all-time high? Nope. We were really close though. Was this morning? Yeah, this was this morning's volatility. Pushed us pretty darn close to our all-time high. Our all-time high for gold is 4,381. We hit 4,375. We're about to get Japan hiking interest rates, and gold is nearing all-time highs. Bitcoin is down the toilet and to the left of the plumbing tubes. I don't know what you want to call this. Hey, we're kind of green right now. My tiny position here, it's just there. I don't expect much to come of this. If this does like approach something 90,000, 92,000 max, I'm taking profit and I'm out. Because I'm expecting this to continue dropping. I cannot talk, dude. I need water. We're getting ready. 10 o'clock is when we're getting that interest rate decision. Are people even talking about this? What do I look up? BOJ, Bank of Japan. Okay. Staying up late in the night, waiting for Bank of Japan interest rate decision. Yeah, it's quite literally all of us right now. I ran out of news, okay? I'm stalling for time. Am I going to read all this? I might have to. Random tweet, by the way, so let's see how it goes. Bank of Japan fears. Carry trade unwind. BS. Oh, okay. Look at the chart. JPY USD. I mean, fair enough. We are talking about Forex. Is it JPY USD? I usually look at USD JPY. I don't know who's weird enough to do it the opposite way. Get your numbers straight, pal. What are we looking at here? What are we dealing with? This is on the rise, meaning that US dollar is strengthening against the Japanese yen. But if Japan starts hiking their rates, we know that Americans will cut their rates. Trump really wants that. Should weaken the US dollar and strengthen the yen. Okay, I'm reading this wrong. Okay, let me do your thing. Let me do JPY USD. Because, you know, I understand. Let's pretend this is kind of like, you know, Bitcoin against US dollar. Hold on. Let me Let me use my brain here for a second. This is not making sense. Okay, US dollar strengthens. Bitcoin prices crash. JPY's prices are crashing because US dollar. Why is the US dollar strengthening? There's a bit of divergence here. Maybe I'm just not understanding this properly. Let me go to a larger time frame. Weekly chart. Okay. So if they start hiking their rates, the yen should get stronger. The US dollar should get weaker because we're cutting rates. That means we're expecting a projection for this to start rising. Not immediately, but, you know, and as time moves on, let's just say. That's the projection, isn't it? That's what it should be. 959. The yen is weak. If there were an active aggressive carry trade unwind happening right now, the chart would look nothing like this, which is true. That's what I noticed from the chart itself. Downtrend, not panic. JPY USD remains below its key moving averages and inside a controlled grinding structure, no vertical moves, no disorder, no volatility spike. Okay, get to the point. What this means, if the markets were genuinely bracing for a Bank of Japan shock, a violent carry trade unwind, or Japan is pulling liquidity from the world, then JPY USD would already be breaking higher aggressively, but it isn't. Okay, that's what I noticed too. This tells us that it's already priced in. I hope so. Positioning is hedged, not panic. And this is watching and waiting, not unwinding. Tie this back to the broader tape. 10 p.m. What happened? Bitcoin's current price? Static. I'm going to zoom in a bit harder. And let's go to review the numbers. Waiting for release. Oh, man. Why you gotta do this to me? This might be a buy the news event. Like, it might just turn out good for us. Because it's already priced in. Look how brutalized we've been. Stop doing that. Look how brutalized we've been in these past hours. Because we were in expectation of all this to happen. Dude, release the numbers, please. Overlay this with what we already know. The volatility index is low. That's a good point as well. Yes, volatility index is low. It's at 16. If we were scared about, you know, Japanese carry trade, yen unwind, whatever it is, this thing would be like skyrocketing. And everything else would be crashing. But that's not the case. Yields are low, bonds are bid, DXY is stable, JPY is weak and not surging. That macro combination does not support a risk-off cascade or carry trade and position thesis. The real takeaway, JPY USD is confirming exactly what the rest of the macro tape has been saying. It's not fear, not liquidation, not a macro bomb. It's indifference ahead of a known event. Let's hope so. Still waiting for release. I'm going to refresh. Oh, wow. They're going to delay us now, huh? Come on now. Is this it? No. All right. Well, we're just waiting for release. What else are people saying about this? It will be announced in 3 hours. Volatility is expected. Bitcoin is still flatlining. Kind of green for me. I like that. By the way, a great entry on Bitcoin would have been right here. 85,119. I entered at 85,577 beforehand. So I'd say it's fine, dude. $400 difference. You're fine. Get rid of that. We're getting the numbers yet. Still waiting for release. Okay. Hike is already priced in. A short-term dip is possible, and a quick recovery is likely. If it hikes even harder, that would be a negative surprise. I don't think they're going to do a 50 basis point hike. That would be too crazy. Risk off mode, we will get a sharp fall and a crash. Dude, that's just going to take us to 60,000 immediately. We don't fear hikes, they fear surprises. So yeah, simple, clear, no noise. This is priced in is apparently what a lot of people are believing. I kind of believe that too, because we've been dropping consistently throughout these days. It doesn't say waiting for release anymore. Do we have the numbers? We have to wait for this column over here to say the number, the actual. And they're just delaying us. Okay. This is like the most underwhelming thing I've ever to sit through. Why are they delaying so long? This time is different because everyone is a Bank of Japan expert, unlike the last 3 times. What is this? Oh, I see. The Google Trends, if you look up Bank of Japan rate hike, the interest over time, the last 3 times this was about to happen, it's not as high as it is right now, which means that this is like, now that everybody is into this stuff, everybody's looking at this, they're expecting this. We are already priced in the rate hike. Just hit us with the numbers already, please. Nope, still waiting for release. Okay. This just means that a lot more people already know what's going to happen. And Bitcoin's rising. What, did we maintain rates or what? I think it's, yeah, the buy the news event. It's gotta be. We're like, okay, yeah, Bitcoin's way too oversold already. We already knew that Bank of Japan already was hiking rates. There's no surprises? No surprises? Okay, good. We're gonna pump now. We're gonna back to normal, back to business as usual. Hey, how about that last economic data we got where inflation is on its way down by 40 basis points? How about that? Okay, what else we got? Bank of Japan is about to hike rates. We know Bitcoin dumped the last 3 times Bank of Japan hiked interest rates. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. I said 20%. Apparently it's about 30%. The last 3 times that we got rate hikes. What was the rate hikes like? Because the numbers are not mathing if each one is 25 basis points. If we got 25 and 25, that would equal the 0.50, which is just 2 rate hikes. We were at negative in the past, is what I'm assuming. Can I please see the chart? Why is none of this loading? Is it my dark theme? Oh, flashbang warning, I'm sorry. This is not forecast stats. It's not showing me the charts. What are you doing? Nothing here yet. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. My eye sockets are burning. Shanghai Composite. Rose. Why? This is Chinese economic data, dude. No, we're not looking for that. Okay, I'm going to search countries. Japan. Asia. Interest rate. Inflation. No, interest rate. It's literally not showing me the chart. Why? If I go to any other country, United States, interest rate. It's bugged. It's not showing the charts. Why? Why are you like this? Why are you the way you are? Okay, well, it's just being annoying. It's not showing us what we want. I think the page crashed. I think it crashed. Because if you see this, like the logo has disappeared and everything reset for me. Now I have all these countries in here again. I never clicked that. Clear that. Give me Japan. I think a lot of people are looking at this. United States, and sure, we'll include Canada. Not a real country, by the way. Japan inflation rate. Bank of Japan interest rate decision. Nothing out here. Oh, wait. Interest rate decision. Am I looking at this right? Yeah, I am. We already had inflation come out for Japan in the past. Still waiting here. Yeah, this is annoying. This is boring. We're not getting the numbers. Yeah, for 30 plus years, Japan gave the world a zero-cost capital, trillions in borrowed yen, flooded stocks, bonds, real estate, and crypto, and that era has just ended. The interest rate is basically at the highest since 1995, as we're expecting it to rise to 0.75%. And the bonds, who cares about bonds, but that's also on its way up. This came out at 8 p.m. latest? Come on, tell me the numbers. I don't know what to expect. Still nothing here. Why is it delayed? Initial reaction to Bank of Japan decision was not a dovish one. Yes, it was. We're rising. I mean, it's not dovish, obviously. It's hawkish because we're hiking rates. That's what they mean. Okay, I understand. Sorry. Great, this is in French. A decision of the Bank of Japan, less hawkish, that is forecasted, would be bullish for the cryptos. Not... Wait, no... I don't know what hausse means in French. I'm testing my French here. Of rates, or only 25 basis points with dovish comments that will affaiblire, I never seen that word in my life, the yen, and will keep assets, risk assets, contrary to, okay, I'm just gonna show a translation. Just give me the stuff. Bank of Japan decision less hawkish than expected would be bullish for cryptos. No rate hike, or only 25 basis points with dovish comments. This would weaken the yen and support risky assets, unlike a 50 basis point rate hike that would cause downward pressure. Yeah, I agree with that. Dude, we're still waiting. Okay, let's just say that they rose the rates as expected, because according to the charts, that's kind of what I see. Okay, come on. Bank of Japan interest rate decision. I'm just assuming it's not posted on this page. It's 3 hours ago. Trading economic. Okay, this is literally what I was looking at. Dude, give me the numbers. Why are you not giving me the numbers? Last time we have numbers is November 2025. Bank of Japan is still thinking. There's no claim. There's no confirmation if this is real. Rate hike by 0.39. Imagine. That would hurt. So obviously that's not happening. That's not real. Okay. Crypto spiking and no rate increase in BOJ? I mean, we don't know yet. Still waiting. Yeah, we're expecting that 25 basis point rate hike. Yeah, let's hope that it is baked in. And I like what I'm seeing here. We're already at 86,200 with Bitcoin. How much money are we making? $12. Dude, that's nothing. Should have dropped like 10 grand in that position. I know, right? Come on, give us the numbers. No. Dude, I might just have to end the stream and go to bed because we're not getting these numbers. What is going on? Just a little pump before the Bank of Japan decision. Yeah, I know, right? Update us, Grok. Yeah, we know. The likelihood that they increase rates, it's not that high. A 50 basis point Bank of Japan rate hike is near 0%. Dude, you're fine. And the red blood drops. Please. Yeah, we're just waiting. Seems like everybody's really just waiting here. I don't understand these letters. I don't know what that means. None of that. They raised the policy rate from, to 0.75% from 0.5, which is now the highest in 30 years, amid efforts to normalize policy. Will market survivor downfall is coming? Your source, please? Okay. Yeah, it's priced in. It seems like it's priced in. It's the bottom line over here. Even 32 seconds ago, Gronk is saying, yeah, we're expecting the data to come out today. Yeah, but when, brother? Between 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. IST. What time is that in IST to EST? Well, give me 9 a.m. IST to 10. Dude, so from 10:30. Oh, India Standard Time? Okay, hold on. My brother in Christ, nobody lives in India. Between 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. India Standard Time. Hey man, my sources told me it was supposed to be 10, and we're still not getting the data. All right. I don't know if this is entertaining to watch or not, dude. This seems boring to me. We're not getting the data. And if this is true, 9 a.m. IST to EST right here, that's... Oh wait, we're in daylight savings time. Would it be EDT? Is it EST or EDT now? Oh, dude. You know what? Toronto time. Thank you. It's 10:30 p.m. in the previous day. Yeah. So it's 10:15 right now. I'm not streaming for another 15 minutes waiting for this darn thing to come out. You told me 10. I'm here at 10. You're late for your appointment. You suck it, not me. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait, I guess. Hasn't been announced yet. It's expected around 3:30 to 5 GMT. So we could literally be waiting until, what is it, 12 o'clock midnight? Yeah, no thank you, bro. I think by the looks of it, we're already pricing in the fact that, yep, we got a rate hike for Bank of Japan. What are you going to do about it? No one cares. The Japan Yen USD chart seems like it doesn't care. Volatility index seems like it doesn't care. Only Bitcoin really cares, but I think that's just like a lame excuse to force prices lower. There you go. You had your excuse. Buy the news. Go. Do your thing. Okay. Yeah, really, that's all I've got for it. If we're not getting the numbers like now, so can't do much. Can't force these guys to give us just give us the numbers, dude. They already exist. They're just not publishing them. Annoying. Yeah, that's all. I'm gonna stop scrolling through this. Okay. That'll end the stream for tonight, my fellow Americans. I love that now. I'm just gonna start stealing that. Let's see how this carries out. Keep in mind we're still on a downtrend, so whatever excuse of a bounce you'll get, don't expect it above 92,000. I'm still waiting for 83,000 just to increase my exposition. If this is to go lower, I dare it to. I will be buying more. Simple as that. For Bitcoin specifically, on longs. For the rest of my altcoins here, I think I could take a breather after getting Omega hyper liquidated. So these should be fine. Chainlink, no liquidation yet, hopefully. Solana, safe as well. Those are the main two that are in danger. I already lost on Stellar, already lost on BitTensor. That's fine. That's what we're in it for. Aptos, ignore that. Zcash, it's already on its way close to 400, that fast. Very volatile, I like it. Good for trading. But you're still in a downtrend for Zcash. Okay, that's all. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you Make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks for subscribing to the subscribers. And I will see you tomorrow. What are we even doing tomorrow? No major news coming out, so it should be a pretty relaxed day. Yeah, not much is happening tomorrow. We'll cover whatever we have to cover.